India is the world's largest democracy, but also one of the most powerful militaries on Earth. Fourth largest military spender, strong navy in the Indian Ocean, nuclear armed, aiming for self-reliance. But is India truly ready to face modern security challenges? 1. India's defense overview. The Indian Armed Forces are made up of three pillars: the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. Together, they form one of the world's largest fighting forces. The Indian Army is known for its size and resilience, guarding some of the toughest terrains on the planet, from the icy heights of Ladakh to the deserts of Rajasthan. The Navy has evolved into a true blue water force, projecting power far into the Indian Ocean and beyond. And the Air Force, equipped with state-of-the-art fighters and missile systems, it's one of Asia's most capable aerial forces. Add to this India's strategic nuclear capability with weapons that can be launched from land, air, and sea, making it a credible nuclear power. 2. Budget and spending. In 2025, India allocated around 6.2 lakh crore rupees, nearly $75 billion to defense. That makes it the world's third or fourth largest military spender, just behind the US and China. A big chunk of this money, around 23%, is set aside for modernization, new fighter jets, submarines, missiles, drones, and space-based defense systems. It's not just about quantity anymore. It's about quality and technology. 3. Strengths and modernization. Now let's break it down. The Army's investing in advanced artillery like the Pinaka rocket system, upgraded tanks, and indigenous air defense systems like Akash. The Navy recently inducted INS Vikrant, India's first indigenous aircraft carrier. It's also building nuclear submarines and advanced warships to dominate the Indian Ocean. The Air Force is flying a mix of French Rafales, Russian Sukhoi, and the homegrown Tejas fighter jet. Add to this the powerful S-400 missile defense system from Russia, making Indian skies much harder to breach. And here's the big shift. India is pushing for self-reliance. Under Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, projects like the Tejas fighter jet, the Arjun tank, and the BrahMos supersonic missile are setting the stage for homegrown defense power for defense industry and exports. For decades, India was known as the world's largest arms importer, but that image is changing. Today, India has become a rising defense exporter, crossing $2.5 billion in exports in 2024 and targeting $5 billion by 2025. What's being exported? BrahMos missiles, patrol vessels, drones, and even radar systems. Partners include countries across Southeast Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. At the same time, India continues to collaborate with major powers, Russia, France, the US, and Israel, for critical technologies and joint ventures. 5. Challenges. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. India still imports about 35 to 40% of its defense hardware. This creates dependencies and delays in modernization. Border tensions with China and Pakistan mean India has to stay constantly alert and battle-ready. Procurement processes are often slow, and indigenous R&D needs more investment to match global standards. And when it comes to next-gen warfare, like artificial intelligence, swarm drones, cyber warfare, and space weapons, India is still catching up with giants like the US and China 6. Future outlook. But the future looks promising. India is investing heavily in AI, cyber defense, and space-based capabilities. The Gaganyaan mission is pushing India into space, while projects like the AMCA fifth-generation fighter jet, new nuclear submarines, and hypersonic weapons are already in the pipeline. By 2030, India's goal is clear: become self-reliant in defense production and emerge as a global hub for cutting-edge military technology. With its geographical position, strong economy, and massive talent pool, India is set to play a central role in Indo-Pacific security. Conclusion. So where does this leave us? India is no longer just a military power measured by numbers. It's becoming a defense innovator, a global supplier, and a key player in strategic alliances. Yes, challenges remain: imports, technology gaps, and regional threats. But the trajectory is clear. The question is not whether India can defend itself. The real question is how far India will go in leading the world's defense industry in the next decade. This is India's defense story, powerful, ambitious, and still unfolding.